Welcome to the Sales to CEO podcast. This is your host, Louie Herron. This is the only automotive podcast that shows you how to go to the next level. It is my personal mission to coach and inspire and motivate you to go from sales to dealer principal or any level for that matter you desire. Stop making excuses and start making adjustments toward the future you want. Today, we're on part 2 of Stop Lying. Welcome everybody. Sales to CEO, this is Louie Herron. Look, I'm so pumped up. We've started the first Stop Lying to Yourself about the car business, and I hope it kind of resonated with you a little bit, because part 2, we're going to get a little more intense, because I really think when you look at ourselves in the car business, we look for reasons why things aren't working. When we're not flowing, we're looking for the reasons why we're not doing or succeeding at the level we want. Look, here's the deal. I have never, ever met a salesperson that moans and complains when they've sold 25 cars and made $11,800. It doesn't happen. They don't find the excuses. When you find yourself in a spot where you have a bad month, this is where you got to take a real close look at yourself and how you're thinking. What truly makes one great is knowing how to suffer the insufferable, and maybe even those that know how to endure the unendurable. I mean, that's the car business, right? There are times of suffering. There are times of things where it's hard to endure. The relentlessness of constantly being told no, delivering pencils with bad news to consumers that always tell us it's too high and object, taking inbound phone calls and hearing the rejection, setting appointments and people no-show. Guys, hello. This is what we do for a living. We got to get better. We got to learn to grow through the process. Everyone knows that people can thrive in good times, but it's the trying times that separates the one who really has the substance from the one who just has the image in their mind about what they want. So we're going to talk about stopping the lying, because I think there's a couple more lies that we tell ourselves, and the conversations we have with ourselves is super critical. So if you didn't catch the last episode, part 1, remember we talked about the lies, the first couple of lies. The first one was no traffic, and we talked about really being honest with ourselves about how are we working those referrals, the service drive, prospecting, and even our current existing sold customers. We even talked about the Facebook marketing, branding, and advertising that's for free that you're responsible to learn and grow from. And then we talked about I can't do this, right? We talked about that conversation with yourself about understanding that nobody's born a natural born salesperson or leader, right? We've got to develop that, which that's our skill sets and our mindsets. And we're going to continue to work on that, and we're going to move forward today with part 2. So let's get right into it. The third lie, I'm not getting paid enough. Think about this. What does this actually mean? Guys, seriously, it's really nonsensical, and I'll prove it to you here when I'm done explaining, but what does this actually mean? I'm not getting paid enough. Does that mean you're on the wrong commission structure? Does that mean necessarily you got the comparison game and you're calling your buddies at other stores and seeing what they're making? Is it not about selling enough cars? Maybe the grosses are not big and all you have is mini deals. Maybe they're not throwing out any spiffs, or maybe you're not hitting your bonus levels. Guys, I'm telling you, all of this conversation is nonsense. It's skill sets, team. It's your skill sets. When you work on yourself, your results get better. When you work on you, you get better in all areas of your life. Every area, and that's no different in the car business. All of these excuses, all of these lies that we tell ourselves, guys, you and I have been in that place. You will actually convince yourself that these are all true. You literally, if you sit and think about it long enough, you will convince yourself that these are actually true. So here's my question for you. How much negativity are you focusing on? What conversation are you having with yourself daily? Look, people say all the time, oh, that guy talks to himself. He's crazy. Look, everybody talks to themselves. We're all slap crazy, okay? Every one of us talk to ourselves. The question is, what are we saying to ourselves? And if you say something to yourself long enough, you start to believe it, right? I mean, we've heard this with little elementary school kids. I mean, I go in and talk to schools all the time. And when I talk to young people, middle school kids, high school kids, even elementary, it's all about the conversation. It's what people say to them. It's what they say to themselves. They start to believe this. Self-esteem breaks down. Self-confidence breaks down. Who they are truly is all of a sudden gets lost in the mix. And now all of a sudden they put up these fronts and these facades and wear these masks to cover up to not get hurt. You're no different. As a full-fledged adult, we still do these things. What conversations are you having with yourself? Look, in the end, standard pay plans across the board. Standard commission structures, 25 to 30%. There's a $1,000 pack on every car, period, end of discussion. Some are $1,200, some are $750, some as much as $1,500. Public companies, privately owned, they all have it. It's not the structure. Some people pay 2 to 5% on the back end. Some pay no percent, but they pay $100 per warranty. Some have unit bonuses. Most have unit bonuses that start from 10 to 25 cars a month. And many deals all across the country range from $100 to $200. Guys, I don't care if you go to California. I don't care if you go to Michigan. I don't go to if you go to Florida. It doesn't. You go to Texas. The structure is the same. Okay, the structure is the same, but you're getting sideways on the creator of the pay plan and not the final creation of the car deal. Let me say that one more time. You're getting sideways on the creator of the pay plan and not the final creation of the deal. And who puts the creation of the deal together? You and your manager, right? That team of people puts the deal together. You are responsible to make that happen. Your volume and your gross is on you. When your skill sets get better and your mindset gets better, you get better. And here's the last thing I'll say. Here's the bottom line. And I'll prove to you guys that this lie about I'm not getting paid enough is not true. Right now, in any store that you're in right now, you look at last month. The month is over. Everybody's got the same inventory, the same management staff. They've got the same pay structure, and they've got the same schedule. They're all working the same deal. How does somebody last month make $11,500 and another sales guy made $12,200 and you made $2,500? Same structure, same inventory, same management team, same location. How? It's you. You have to stop lying to yourself and realize the opportunity is always available for you to grow and get better. And until you own that in your core and you realize from the depths of your soul that you are personally responsible for every result that's happened in your life. Everything you do, you are personally responsible for. Is something as silly as somebody T-boning you in an intersection. You're responsible for that. And you think, well, how in the world am I responsible for a car accident? Well, hey, you left at a specific time and you ended up where you were at that time. Is it unbeknownst to you somebody hit you? Of course. But the fact of the matter is you're responsible for when you got in the car and when you left. You're responsible for running the yellow light. You're responsible for stopping at the prior red light. You could have went through. The bottom line is everything is our personal responsibility. So guys, get that in your spirit, get that in your heart, and realize that until you get better, your results won't get better. You don't have a pay plan problem. You don't have a spiff problem. You don't have a bonus problem. You don't have this is all upon your skill sets and your mindset, your attitude when you walk into the dealership every single day. What are you bringing with you? Do you got that trash bag over your shoulder and you're carrying in last night's arguments? Are you carrying in frustration? Look, I can't tell you that that's not valid and life happens to everybody. But the ones with the high skill level and the ones with the solid mindset have the ability to leave everything at the door. And when they walk in the facility, they're ready to rock and roll. They're ready to do what they need to do. They're ready to take the steps daily to make sure they're making the right moves. And I apologize if it's coming off a little harsh because I can't give you a hall pass, guys. The bottom line is we all need to grow. We all need to get better. The general manager needs to get better. The dealer needs to get better. The sales managers need to get better. The F&I director needs to get better. The salesperson needs to get better. The porter needs to get better. Look, everyone counts. Everyone matters. Everyone in the dealership affects the outcome. If we have a 20-car day, everyone affected that outcome. If I have half my staff playing at full speed and the other half dragging, guess what? They both affected the outcome. We are all personally responsible. We just got to make sure we clearly understand that and realize that we can make change and we can be the game changer every day we choose. Now, lie number 4, my schedule sucks. Okay. Now, let's just spoiler alert. We're in the car business. We know that this business requires hours. When you get into the business, the trade-off is I'm working the hours, but I'm getting paid. Right? So if you're not getting paid, you're going to feel like your schedule's a drag. But in the end, you got to stop complaining about the schedule and start negotiating your schedule. Stop complaining and start negotiating your schedule. What do I mean by negotiating your schedule? Some of you already work in stores that have President's Club or a certain volume number awards you a certain schedule. If I'm you, I go to my sales manager and I say, boss, here's the deal. The number is 20 cars a month. If I sell you 20 cars a month on a rolling 90-day period, can I make my own schedule? Any manager in the country will tell you yes. Maybe the store is a high volume store and 25 is the number. I don't know. Maybe it's a smaller store, and if you sold 17 cars a month, you're ringing the bell from a volume perspective. You got to figure that out. You need to realize you're running your own business. Get your mind right, get your head in the game, and go negotiate with your sales manager, okay? And let them know that, hey, if I perform at a high level on a 90-day period and exceed everybody by 20% or 30%, can I make my own schedule? If he turns you down, ask him, well, let me ask you this. What number could I do that would create my own schedule? He may tell you 17 is not going to work, but if you do 20 a month, it will. He may tell you 20 won't work, but if you do 23, I will. Regardless, my point is you can affect the outcome. You need to figure a way to not complain about the schedule and find ways to negotiate your schedule. All right, guys, we're rounding out the fifth lie that we can tell ourselves. And this is, for me personally, this is one that hits home because my whole philosophy, my whole mission is to help people get to the next level. Whether that's a salesperson and you're trying to get to sales management, whether you're a salesperson and you want to be a phenomenal salesperson, whether that's a sales manager trying to be a GM, this lie right here is a toughie for me to swallow. And that lie is it will be hard for me to get promoted, or I can't get promoted. Again, the Sales to CEO course is all about getting to the next level, and I go in depth at every single level on how you can grow and what you need to do. And first of all, having the mindset that it's going to be tough or hard or I can't get promoted, number one, is not in the program. Number one, you've got to set your target, you set your goal, and you got to act as if you want to go to the next level and you want to get promoted. You need to start thinking and feeling and acting like that person right now. And this is not a fake it till you make it. This is you maturing up, being more responsible, taking action, the law of separation, you actively pursuing what you want and attracting to you what you want by being an attractive person, which means you're going above and beyond in all capacities of the game. Now, I go over this in depth, but I do want to give you 5 quick tips. You want to go to the next level? You want to get promoted? The down and dirty, the down and skinny at any level? Here's how it goes. Starts number 1. Make a decision, make a choice. It's mine. I own it. It's my spot. I can't tell you how many times that I was coming up in the car business and I wanted to go to the next level. In my mind, in my mind's eye, I could see it already. I see it in my mind and I hold it in my hands. You've got to have that kind of confidence. That's the first thing. Make the decision and make the choice. Number 2, relentlessly pursue. You got to go after it with every ounce of your being. That's not every other day, every third day. That's every single day. And by the way, if you look in the dictionary, what does every day mean? You got it. It's every freaking day. You got to get after it every day. Number 3, you've got to be the best in the building at your current position, period. Again, period. You have to be the best in the building. If you're a sales manager, you may have 3 guys next to you, but you better be the best. You better be the best. If you're a salesperson, you got to be the best. Okay? So number 4 is you got to make it known. You've got to make it known. Now, a lot of people look at this and they may look at it in a funky way, but I'm telling you from my own personal experience, the formula, the roadmap, the blueprint, I'm telling you, as I was coming up, I was letting people know this is where I want to go. This is what I want to do. It's not who you know that makes a difference. And I know people say it's who you know, it's contacts. Yes, I will tell you there's major value in who you know. But what's more important is who in the world knows you. Who walks in your dealership and knows your name? Do the manufacturer's reps, do they know your name? Does the competitors know your name? Who knows you? Because in the end, making it known and those that know you is way more important than who you know. And the last thing is the law of separation, Emerson's law of compensation, biblical law of sowing and reaping. You call it whatever you want to call it, but you've got to separate yourself. You've got to plant the seeds. You've got to give more service rendered than wage paid, and wages will come tenfold. Listen to me. More service rendered than wage paid, and the wages will come tenfold. Guys, you've got to do things almost for free. Why? Get the experience, get the exposure, get the opportunity. The wages will come. If your heart's right, your mind's right, you're doing it for the right reasons, it will make an impact. Don't tell me you can't get promoted, because I can tell you from my own personal experience, salesperson at 20, all the way up to dealer partner at 32, dealer principal at 35. Do not tell me you can't get promoted. It's not magic. It doesn't happen to the norm. It happens to those few, ambitious few that want to go to the next level. If that's you, I'm telling you what you need to do, guys. So I don't want to hear that it's too hard to get promoted or I can't get promoted. Look, I hope you got something out of the 2-part series of Stop Lying to Yourself About the Car Business. We're in one of the most phenomenal businesses in the world. People are always buying cars. They will continue to buy cars, and you have an opportunity to make a great living for you and your family. You have an opportunity to go to the next level. So look, I want to see you grow. This is Louie Herron, your host, Sales to CEO podcast. Look, to the next episode, I want to see you grow. I want to see you go to the next level. I want to see you achieve what it is you deserve in this business, and you deserve exactly what you put in. So keep putting in the time, keep making the effort. Guys, I'll see you on the next episode on Sales to CEO. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to the Sales to CEO podcast. Look, real simple, do me a big favor. Number one, I'm totally grateful you took the time to listen, but share this, like, subscribe. This is how we build our network of growing people in the car industry to the next level. Again, like or share or subscribe right now. Until the next one, great selling, and let's go to the next level.